Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joey G on May the 1st, 2016. May already. Can't believe it. All right. Payback is tonight, yes. And it's going to be a good pay-per-view, well, event. I'm so used to saying pay-per-views from the past. But, yeah, it is still a pay-per-view, right? Yeah. So, wait, but for people that got the network, you know what it is. Going to be a good night. Payback. They have to hit it out of the ballpark tonight because WrestleMania was a disaster. I don't care. I still look at that WrestleMania like, I mean, the real, you had it, but they said 1,000 people, whatever it was. There was only really, they did break the 93, there was like 95,000 there. But it was just, you look at it, and you look at that WrestleMania, if you never saw it, this year's WrestleMania, the last WWE event, and people look at it, probably think, oh, it was awesome. It sucked. I mean, it's WrestleMania. I mean, yeah, the Shane Undertaker match, whatever, but Payback tonight has to deliver, and it will. I really do, and I'm going to tell you my predictions and what I think is going to happen, and almost everything I know. I'm going to go to my first match. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I like Baron Corbin. I like Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Dolph Ziggler's a great worker. Well, let's face it, he's turned into a jobber. I mean, that's what he is. He's going to put Baron Corbin over in this match. I like Baron Corbin. He's Money in the Bank. I think he's going to be a megastar in the WWE. Heel or face, Vince likes the big guys, and Baron Corbin's got everything. He's got the attitude. He's already came in with heat, saying he doesn't like guys from indies. He's a great talent, and definitely Baron Corbin goes over in this match, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And Baron Corbin is a future megastar. All right, U.S. title: Kalisto against Ryback. I don't think it takes a brain surgeon here. I can't see Kalisto beating Ryback again. If the WWE ever wants to do something with Ryback, they can't keep having jobbing to guys like Kalisto. It even goes back to when he was a Paul Heyman guy with Ryback. So, he made a fucking, excuse me, I don't mean to drop F-bombs, made a friggin' joke out of him. And the guy, I remember when he came in, he's putting 3 jobbers on the frig of his back, marching around the ring with him, like, feed me more. I did a show like 2-3 years ago, not making fun of him, but I was making fun of him. But whatever. But he was a talent. And remember his first big matches. He fought CM Punk in Hell in a Cell in 2012. So it was 2012. So because Punk didn't lose the belt till 2013 Royal Rumble against The Rock. Yeah. So in 2012 Hell in a Cell. With Brad Maddox, and that's when the Shield was first coming in. So Ryback was, given a chance at the title right away. At Punk, and Punk was the hottest thing. The world title was there then too. But, Punk was the hottest guy in the company then. He was a heel. He was over. Punk was more over than Cena as a face, more over than The Rock even coming back. Punk was over. And you put Ryback right into a feud with him. And Ryback did. There were people rooting for Ryback against Punk. And Ryback was getting over. Then they buried him with that Cena. But anyway, I think tonight, you had him, that was supposed to be a good WrestleMania match. Well, not a good one, but like 3rd, 4th match on the card. It ended up being the first match on the card, and nobody was even in the friggin' building at WrestleMania. It was on the pre-show, and I think it's on the pre-show tonight, too, again. I'm not sure, but nobody was even in the building. There was like maybe 1,000, 2,000 people, 3,000 people. It was empty. AT&T Stadium, whatever it is, in Dallas. And it was empty. It was empty. Go back and watch it. It was empty. And I think that was a burial of Ryback and Kalisto. Kalisto's good too. He's a young, but I just think it's time, you're making Ryback look like a joke. He's lost to this guy 2 times in a row. You know what I mean? So I think, Ryback wins the United States title. If they want to do something with him. If they just want him to lose and just, be a guy and, he's making him look like losing to a guy like Kalisto, a guy as small as Rey Mysterio, and I know Vince doesn't believe in them small guys as world champions, as champions. And Kalisto's really a tag guy. He's a good talent as a singles wrestler, but a guy like Ryback's money. Big, he can work. He did hurt Punk, but he can work. You can tell he can work. And I like Ryback. His personality, I've seen him in interviews. He's a good dude. He's told, I'm CM Punk's my man and everything, but he said when he sees CM Punk, I'm going to kick his ass. But I like them both. Just like I like Brett and Shawn. You know what I mean? I like them both. So, but going to that, Ryback wins the United States title tonight. Ambrose and Y2J. Ambrose, he's got to win. After getting destroyed by Brock at WrestleMania in one of the disappointing matches of all time, that match against Dean Ambrose against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania was the biggest shit crapped on match ever. Horrible. What do you call it? Brock won. I mean, it was all right if you're a big Brock fan, but I like Ambrose too. And it's WrestleMania. You want to know my belt keeps messing up. What do you call it? You want to see, a good match, and that was just the pits. I think tonight, though, we get a little something different. I think you see a good match, because Jericho is another one of my favorites, Ambrose was, but I just can't buy into Ambrose. He's all right, I liked him better as John Moxley in the Indies. He was more crazier. I wish the WWE would let him be that. I wish the WWE would turn him heel and just let him go off. I think he could probably be one of the greatest heels ever, maybe the greatest heel ever, if WWE would pull that trigger and just let him be Dean Ambrose. He'll be Dean Ambrose, but the John Moxley character, and all you wrestling fans know what I mean, the John Moxley character, who he was in the Indies, in CZW, and ICW, and IC, with all of them Indies. He was crazy. Watch some of the promos. You guys go back on YouTube and watch John Moxley Complication. John Moxley. Just type up John Moxley. And he was friggin' crazy. Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. his real name's John Moxley. Mox, they used to call him. It's crazy. That's the character I like. And when he first came into WWE, I said, that guy's going to be the face of the company. You know what I mean? I always thought Dean and Seth were going to go before Roman. Even though they were always had Roman perched up there, I always thought Dean, but Seth's the best. That's hands down. Seth is the best. Dean's good. Roman, Roman, he isn't over, but he can wrestle. He can work, but he isn't over with the crowd. You got to turn him heel, and I'll get to that in a second. What do you call it? But Seth Rollins is, I think, coming back in the summer. Maybe he'll make a surprise entrance tonight, but I do think Jericho and Ambrose, I think, are going to have a good match. That could be a show stealer tonight. Because I know Ambrose, wants to please the crowd. But I do say this is a good match, and I say Ambrose wins. And remember, this match all started over the Ambrose Asylum and the highlight reel. But in this match, I say Ambrose wins in a very good match, possibly a show stealer. Another show stealer, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Not a big Sami Zayn guy. Remember the El Generico character? I like Sammy. He's a good worker. I've seen him in a million indie shows. House of Hardcore. I've seen him in Maryland. I've seen him here in Philly. I've seen him in New York. He can wrestle, you know what I mean? But I just like Kevin Owens. I always did. I liked him as Kevin Steen, even though he attacked. He came after me one time, as I told the story, and I even dedicated a whole show to him. But I just like the guy, you know what I mean? Even though he did try to attack me in a match versus AJ Styles. But it was an indie show, but I told the story. Go back on one of my old shows to look at it. And but I think Owens wins this match. I think this could be another possible show stealer. It's going to be they're friends, in real life. It's bad. It ain't how it used to be, where kayfabe was so big. You know what I mean? They could really make some money with the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing, but everybody knows they're friends. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes, they're in the back chilling, talking, blah, blah, leaving. Everybody's seen them leave together. It wasn't like that back in the day. You know what I mean? I could get off subject here real quick. I can remember at the Spectrum in Philly when Hogan was fighting. I think I told this a little while ago. I just want to rephrase it to everybody. Refresh everybody's memory. Hogan was fighting Flair. When Flair was in the WWE, and he had Mr. Perfect as his perfect assistant. And Flair fought Hogan at a house show at the Spectrum. And they were leaving, and me and my buddy Dan Maloney, we were watching everybody come out. And I remember Shawn Michaels came up and gave everybody with Sherry, and he gave everybody the finger, and he mooned everybody. That was Shawn Michaels, you know what I mean? Even back then. This is in early 92. Yeah, early 92. It was my Christmas gift, for the house show at the Spectrum. It was a 1 o'clock show, afternoon show. And at the end, it was about 4:30, and we're outside, and Hogan fought, they fought the middle match. They fought before the intermission. And I forget who was on last. It was Brett versus somebody that was on last. And I think it was Brett and Piper were in a tag match against the Mountie and somebody. That was the last match. What do you call it? But Hogan was on. I remember Hogan, and he fought Flair, Perfect, was jumping in the match the whole night. And Hogan's going out to his limo, and you see Perfect get in the limo. And you see Mean Gene is there, and he gets in the limo. And then you see Hogan, and everybody's looking at Hogan, and you can see people is he going to get in the same limo as Mr. Perfect? And Hogan opens the door and acts like, because he has to play kayfabe, and goes, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" And then he acts like he's going to beat Mr. Perfect up in the limo. You know what I mean? He goes, "Oh, let me see what he's doing in here." And he gets in, and he just closes the door. You know what I mean? And another time, I had to be in, I know I'm getting off tired, I got to get on this. And what do you call it? In 90, I remember in 91, I went to a house show. It was on a Saturday night, and what do you call it, at the trailer outside the Spectrum, and you saw Sags and Knobs were heels, and you see Hogan, and I forget, it was somebody else. It might have been, it was Hogan and Beefcake. Yeah, it was Hogan, Beefcake, and Sags and Knobs. And I just thought that was weird, because Sags and Knobs were like mid-card tag team heels, and you got Hogan and Beefcake, you know what I mean? And Beefcake wasn't even wrestling then. He must have just been there, but it was Beefcake, and they were drinking. You know, I remember looking right through the trailer, seeing Hogan and Knobs just sitting there laughing together. And Hogan was smoking a cigar. Yeah, so, kayfabe used to be something big. All right, let me get on to these matches real quick. Okay, the Miz versus Cesaro, IC title. Miz, I think, retains it. I think they're going to have Cesaro chase it for a little while. I think that's where the money's at. I think the Miz is the greatest heel in WWE. He is. He's the most realist heel in WWE. And with Maurice, they just repackaged the Miz. I think the Miz could go on and have, as he was WWE champion, he fell off a little bit. Now he could bring that back up. I do think the Miz retains the night. I don't know if he pins Cesaro, but he will leave with the Intercontinental Champion and still the Intercontinental Champion. All right, Charlotte against Natalya. Brett's going to be there. I love it. Ric Flair, too, one of my favorite wrestlers, but Brett's my favorite of all time. Still, I think Charlotte keeps the woman's title. It'll be a good match. I mean, I hope it doesn't steal the show because, I like the wrestlers. You know what I mean? The Divas match, or the women's match did steal the show at WrestleMania. But this is going to be a good match, and but I do think Charlotte keeps the title. All right, Enzo and Cass versus the Vlad Villains for the #1 contenders to face the New Day. Enzo and Cass, I think, will have a good run with the New Day, and I think it'll possibly lead to maybe an Enzo-Cass turn, heel turn, or the New Day going back to heels. I don't know, but not right now. That maybe at SummerSlam, maybe. You know what I mean? I think the Vlad Villains win this. They're weirdos. So far, their gimmick's working. In WWE. I didn't think it would work with all that old school shit, but it's working. But I do think they'll win the #1 contendership and face a New Day at the next pay-per-view, which I think is Money in the Bank. So I think the Vlad Villains beat Enzo and Cass. Oh, by the way, Carmella is slamming. I was watching a little bit of NXT last night, the replay on Saturday night. Carmella is slamming. She's hot. Paige is my hottest diva, but in WWE, but then there's Carmella. I love Paige. Paige is hot. Everybody talks about Sasha Banks, and nah. Paige is the hottest. Paige is smoking. Smoking hot. Nikki Bella too, but Paige is just smoking. And I like blondes. That's just me. All right. Let me get on here and figure it out. Roman Reigns against AJ Styles for the WWE title. I would love to see AJ win, but I do not think this happens. I think Roman makes the heel turn, that it's been waited, and it has to happen. WWE, you have your babyface champion coming out to a rain of boos every friggin' week. This has to stop. He's not a tweener. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. No, Roman, you gotta be the bad guy. You have to make this work. I think Roman turns heel to Swerve, Gallows, and Anderson are with Roman. I think that forms the Roman Empire. If you see, Eva Marie was rumored that she was going to go with Roman with the character thing. She was spotted with The Rock on the red carpet to some awards ceremony. So I do think maybe she'll be involved in it. And Gallows and Anderson, definitely. Who else will be in the Roman Empire? Possibly Finn Balor. I don't know. He lost the NXT title to Samoa Joe. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll go there, but I do think Gallows and Anderson turn on AJ. They go with Roman. It's a swerve the whole time. Finally, Roman pulls the trigger, becomes that monster heel, and WWE gets interesting, at least in the main event picture, because the mid-card and the opening card matches are the best right now. And that's what I think happens. And the Roman Empire is formed tonight in Chicago, Illinois, in the Allstate Arena. I would love it if Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, would return tonight. Still the best in the world. That would be great, but I don't think that's going to happen. And now to Vince's big announcement while I wrap the show up real quick. I think it'll be the brand split. And I think Vince will turn around and say, Shane, I'm sorry, but you're not in charge of Raw. Stephanie is. But Shane, you're in charge of SmackDown. This is going to be the brand split. It's time to shake things up again. That's what I think will happen. Because Shane did lose at WrestleMania. So you got to kind of follow that storyline. And say, okay, give Raw to Stephanie, you know what I mean, and give SmackDown to Shane. Bring the world title back, and at Money in the Bank, had the world title as one of the Money in the Bank matches. Whatever show the world title's on. It'll be a brand split, or Vince just brings back somebody. But I think the brand split's coming. Payback tonight. Look out for it. And this is Joey G. It's going to be a good pay-per-view. Everybody watching on the WWE Network. Roman Reigns turns heel tonight with the Roman Empire. Peace.